Okay, and we are live. So I'm already starting to melt down the chocolate that will be our base for our cookie pops. And we can use our white vanilla melting wafers, but I decided to use the dark chocolate ones because that's what I personally prefer. But either one would work for our base. Okay, definitely need some more time on this. Let's do. Started with 30 seconds, now we're doing 25 seconds. And for our cookies today, I'm using the churro Oreos because the special or like limited edition ones usually have a little bit more filling than your standard Oreo, which makes it a little bit easier when we're using stuff like treat sticks. Okay, so just giving this a mix, seeing if there's enough heat to finish melting everything. And today, I don't think I've said it yet, we are doing Summer Beach Cookie Pops. Okay, looks like our pieces are pretty much melted. There's like one little straggler right there, but I think it's gonna finish melting. We can at least start to do our cookie pops, getting them on the sticks, because that'll take a second to set. So I just grabbed 5 cookie pops. These are bigger than they need to be, but that's because we're going to add some stuff later. Okay, I'm grabbing our treat sticks if they want to come out. Okay, I got a couple. Get out of there. Okay, so we got our treat sticks, and we have our dark chocolate melting wafers, and then we're going to add our sticks, or we're going to dip our sticks in the chocolate. Just a little bit, doesn't need very much. And then we're going to stick it into our Oreo. Making sure we go just far enough to where it's nice and like in there, but not poking out the other end. And also trying to make it kind of like even, not like weirdly over here. So maybe just like press it a little bit that way. And then we're just gonna let that set. We want the candy melts to be completely solid so that when we dip, it's not gonna fall off of our stick. So I'm just gonna do the rest really quick. And I put it on the sheet pan so it'd be easier to pop it into the fridge really quick to help set a little bit faster. Same thing as before. Want it to go just far enough. Kind of felt it poking a little bit at the top there. So just got to pull it back a tiny bit. 2 more to go. Got it poking up a little bit at the top there. That one's a little bit wonky. It kind of went to the side a bit, but kind of reposition that. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that in the microwave, or not the microwave, the fridge really quick so that that can set a little faster, which should only take like a minute, probably less than that even. meantime, I have some of my colors that I'll be using already done. I just need to remelt them. So for our beachy vibes here, we're doing, where's my whites? There you are. Okay, so for the water part of it, we have just plain whites, and then we also have just like kind of light blue and dark blue. So I'm gonna pop those in some bowls whilst our other melts are setting. So we can at least get this set up, and then we're also gonna be using graham crackers as like our sand for our beach. Okay, next one, got the light blue in there. And I kind of break up a little bit, just so I can break it into pieces and get it in the bowl. Should be good. We don't need all of it. We're just going to use a little bit. Hi, I'm actually able to join today. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're having a great summer. I cannot believe it's already over halfway through July. That is just craziness. Like the summer is flying by so quick. Okay, so we got our whites, we got our light blue. Now we're going to do our dark blue again, just kind of breaking it up into little pieces. And then sticking them in our little bowl to melt, our microwave safe bowl specifically. Okay, that should be good. I just got back from a 2-week vacation, so I'm having a great summer. How are you? That's awesome. Where'd you go for a vacation? Any place fun? I'm having a pretty good summer. It's, like I said, just going by really crazy fast. But yeah, it's been a good few weeks of doing stuff. Last week was my sister's birthday, and I actually made her really special birthday treats. So they filmed everything for like tutorial style videos, so that'll be in the works pretty soon. I gotta edit all the footage down. It took a long time, but I'm really excited with how it turned out and how she liked it. That was like my big project last week, so even though I kind of like took a week off of posting it, I was definitely still in the kitchen a lot. Let's see. Okay, we have our bowls set up for those to start melting in just a little bit, but I'm gonna grab the cookie pops. Okay, so we got our tray here. And like I said, I did cut these a little bit large with the pieces because we're going to be adding some like graham cracker crumbs. Let's scooch these over. Because you don't always have to, but I like to do what I call like, you know, essentially like the crumb coat. With cookie pops, you don't always have to do that, but sometimes the melts are like a little bit thin, which is nice because it's not coating too thickly. But then you can sometimes kind of see through it, and just to be on the safe side, I like to do a light coating first, and especially if it's like chocolate based, that adds more flavor in my opinion. So that's what we're doing right now. Went to Georgia to visit family. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad you had a good vacation. It's just been hot here. It's been like, I think more days in July this year of hundreds than we have of 90s or anything else. It's been a hot month. So unfortunately not a lot of baking, which I have so many ideas and things I want to make, but I gotta hold off for now. I can't wait until fall. I keep dreaming of that. Okay, so just making sure we get completely covered, and then I like to hold it flat and do nice tap, tap, tap to get that excess off. If you go on the side, it'll get like a little bit bumpy. I find that it goes flatter if you do like this. Do like a light scrape, and then just set that down and repeat with the rest. Oops, touched that one by accident. But it'll be fine. We can use one of those ones as one of the ones we cover up a bit. Which reminds me, we do want a couple of sandy ones. So let me get out my graham cracker crumbs and get this chocolate off my hand. Can't get away with using candy melts without getting some kind of stuff on my hands. And also there's a little air bubble, so we can just use some kind of stick tool and just pop that air bubble and kind of fill in the space a little bit. You could re-tap it, but if you take it off the parchment paper now, it's gonna get kind of messy and annoying, so I don't usually do it. Once I've set it down, it needs to completely set first. I'm gonna grab the graham cracker crumbs. Okay, so when we dip some of these, we're going to immediately add our graham cracker crumbs to the outside so it'll stick to our candy melts. Okay, let me get these on here. Yeah, those are already starting to set. I'm actually going to pop these into the fridge while I'm working on the other ones, just so they can start to set a little bit faster. And also so we don't crowd the pan and possibly, you know, get it all messed up and everything. Okay. So I just have a container of graham cracker crumbs here that, you know, are pretty good sandy consistency. So this is what I like to use when I make anything kind of sandy, beachy, anything like that. Once again, we're just dipping to lightly coat, making sure we get all our little crevices. Sometimes there's little air bubbles that are like right around the cream, especially around the stick part. So I want to go back and fill those in if we can. See a little air bubble right there, just like that. And we go tap, tap, tap. Still coated. Swipe off the excess. And now we're going to add our graham cracker crumbs. Being pretty generous. We can add some to the sides if we want to, but I want to make sure it's kind of lightly pressed down to get it really in there, because when we lift it up, we can shake off our excess. And if we want to make sure we get it completely covered, we can go around like this and kind of like press it on the side. And there's going to be excess, obviously, when we pick this up, so we can make sure we can actually save those for another cookie pop, another project. Just don't add them back to the same big container that you're working from. Once you've used it for a project, I always save it and then use it for something else. Okay, just push, push, push on the side there. Okay. I'm gonna push that to the side. We're gonna do another one. Okay, We'll fully coat it there, just doing our tapping. Off. Okay, and then I'm gonna add our graham cracker crumbs again. Just kind of pat, pat, pat. You can push that excess up and around. With the chocolate, it might poke out a little bit more than if you were to use some of the white vanilla melting wafers, but again, it's just personal preference. I decided to use chocolate today, but I have used the white before. I think I saw, are those vanilla Oreos? Good question. These are actually the churro Oreos. I picked up some extra packages when I was first trying them for a Tasty Tuesday. And churro and chocolate are always a good combination. Although my personal favorite is when it's churro with caramel. I love the cinnamon and caramel combo. Okay, so we're gonna let those set. And I think for the last one, I wanna just do a plain one. I think I only want a couple sandy ones and then we can work from there. Okie doke, we're gonna do our final one. Once again, just making sure it gets just a nice light layer on the outside. Okay. And down. Okay, so I'm gonna take my spoon out because we should be done. I think we're done with our chocolate. I'm gonna set that to the side and let it kind of harden. And then we're gonna get our tray out and swap so these ones can chill. Okay. So we have these ones. You can see there was a little air bubble I didn't get right there, but luckily we're going to be coating these in some more of the candy melts with the blue colors. So we don't have to worry about that one today. But if you're doing just a single kind of layer, then you'd want to go back and like dip it again or go back and fix it. But now trying to carefully move these to our tray. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Okay. Same with this one. Oh my gosh, don't be messy. That's why I made the papers particularly big this time, because I did not want to get any of that graham cracker everywhere. Okay, so we're gonna pop this tray in the fridge so these can cool. Okay. So we're gonna start to, oh, wait, this is in the chat. Good afternoon, finally got to make another live. Yay, thank you so much for joining today. Hope you're having a great day and a great Friday. Can't believe it's already Friday again. These weeks keep going by so fast. Okay, so we're gonna start to melt down our colors that we did, also the light blue. I'm just gonna stick them all in there at the same time and start with 30 seconds and we'll see how much more we need to go. Get some spoons out for those. Okay, we have some sprinkles here for like our kind of beachy water vibes there. Have little seashells in there. I can't talk today, it's Friday. They have some little seashells in there. And also let me get some of my other decorations up here. Okay. Oop. Okay, so for our people attending the beach, we have a couple of our Teddy Grahams here. And then, kind of similar if you saw the cupcakes I made last summer, we're going cookie pop versions of those for some of the inspiration. We also have some of the peach rings, which make great little inner tubes for them to swim in. These are good for doing like little beach towels on the beach. And I picked these up. I haven't tried these for a decoration, but they're like little Sour Punch straws, and I thought those would be cute for like the little floaty devices that like they kind of look like the, oh my gosh, what are they called? The pool noodle type kind of thing. That's what it made me think of, like a smaller version of that. So I thought it'd be cute to try and incorporate that as well. So we have multiple fun decorations here. And let me get our colors. See how we're doing on melting those down. Looks like there's a little bit of melty action going. This summer, oh wait, I sadly have to go. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm glad I got to join. Oh, I'm sad that you're going, but if you want to check out how it turns out or some pictures later, make sure to check that out. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. And then this summer has just blown by. Time is a thief. Very, very true. I was just saying at the beginning of the live, I cannot believe it's already over halfway through July. Like I felt like I was just doing content planning a few months ago. And I specifically remember this one. I was like, oh, I'm so excited for that one, but it's so far away and now it's here. So that's kind of hard to believe that it came so quick. Which means stuff like the holidays are going to be here before we know, which is my favorite time of year, but I'm also like, it's going by real quick this year. We need to slow it down a little bit. But I do want to start working on Halloween stuff as soon as possible. It's a little bit hard to be inspired, though, for this time of year because it's like, I want it to be fall and cool, and it's just hot. So that part's not so fun, especially because I really want to bake a bunch of stuff. And it's, I think, supposed to be 106 today. And we've had way more 100-degree days this month than, you know, we usually do. So I'm not a fan of this time of year for that reason. Okay, I'm doing 20 seconds just because I don't want them to burn. What else? We also have this stuff that I got from Wilton, dab and hold. I'm not sure if it'll work, but I'm kind of curious to see if it'll help kind of glue some things together. If not, then we can just use candy melts. Hey, I'm new to your channel. Are you drawing something? Is that paint or ice cream? Hi, thank you so much for joining the live. This is actually cookie pops that we're doing. They're covered in a light layer of candy melts, and we're going to be adding some sprinkles and some fun decorations to make them look like beach cookie pops. Me too, fall's my era. Yes, I desperately want it to be fall right now. Especially because I love to be able to bake it, like, you know, whenever the inspiration hits. And with summer, it's like, nope, gotta do it at ungodly hours in the morning or stay up super late. So that's just one of my gripes about how hot it is right now. Okay. Let's see here. We're getting closer. Might need a little bit more time. Okay, it's getting close. Just trying to mix it up to see, because sometimes it'll just continue to melt itself, which is what we want. We don't want to overdo it. A couple little stubborn pieces, and let those sit for a second while I mix the other ones. See how we're doing on those. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good with this one. Not seeing any little chunkies left of our unmelted stuff. That one looks pretty good. I think it's just some air bubbles that'll come out. And let's see how our dark blue is doing. Hey, bug. Of course, my dog's like, I'm going to join you whether I'm in your way or not. Okay. I think we're looking pretty good on this one. Just couple little pieces that I see. Okay, I'm liking how that's turning out. Okay, I think that one's good. We're not going to use this one, I think, just yet, because I want to use it when it's more of like with the sand on it. Because this will be kind of like that foamy consistency in the water right at the shoreline. A couple little pieces, but I think it's going to be fine. If I need to remelt it just for a few seconds, then I will do that. But we're going to set that one to the side for now. And I think for these ones, I want to do... I think I want to do one light blue, one dark blue to have both kind of, you know, the lighter water, deeper water, that kind of thing. Oop, got some comments. As I've gotten older, I find my body constantly fighting summer, all the sweating and heat, just no fun. Same. I used to like it more. So especially if you go swimming and then it's like, yay, but if you're not in the pool, then it's like, this is not a really fun time to be in just outside. And then blue is literally one of the best colors out there. Yes, it's so pretty. And I love especially when I combine these two, such a great combination. Okay. So let's coat these ones really quick. Just get our spoons out of there because these are small bowls. And we did have these in the fridge, so they're a little, can kind of pop off some of the excess chocolate there. So we're just going to do a quick dip. We don't want to start to melt that bottom layer. Just making sure it just gets covered. We're going to tap with it sitting flat like this, just like we did before. Okay, and then quick little scrape. And set it down on our parchment paper. And we can kind of poke any little air bubbles or anything like that. I think where they are, they're going to be covered up, so I'm not going to worry about them, especially because they're super small. And also it kind of adds to like the water vibes, you know? Same thing with our dark blue here. There's not a ton in this bowl, but we're going to make it work. Get some of those excess melts off. Okay, tap, 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 tap. Hi, thank you so much for joining. I hope you're having a good Friday. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Gonna give a little swipe again. And just like that. And see, we did get a little bit of chocolate in there, but it should be fine. It's not gonna mess with our colors too much because it's kind of negligible, not too much of it at all. So let's set those to the side for now. And I think we want to add one of our peach rings at least to one of them. Let's see. So I want to add it while it's still, these are not, okay, there's a round one. There's like a lot of them. Oh, apparently I didn't pick out a good pack. Let's see. Some of them have little divots, some of them are smushied. Okay, this one looks pretty good. I'm gonna set that right in the middle there. Okay, I think that's even-ish. Looking pretty good. Okay, we don't want to squish it too much. They look like macarons when they're coated. Oh, that's so true. Those two shades are so pretty. Thank you so much. What are you making? Today we're making summer beach cookie pops. So I made some summer cupcakes. I can't talk. Some summer beach cupcakes last summer, and so I'm making kind of like cookie pop versions of those cupcakes. So we have a peach ring that's like our inner tube, and let's see, what do I want to add to this one? Maybe going back and forth on which one I want to add to this. Let's open up our Teddy Grahams, which are our people for, yeah. Okay. Teddy Grahams. So they have different positions, like different ways that their arms are posed. So I'm trying to find one. It looks like he's kind of happy. There we go. Oh wait, that wasn't the one I wanted. That one's ear is broken. What is with some of these things being so messed up when I haven't even opened the package? Oh, that might be cute. Okay, so there's some that kind of look like... I like this little guy. He has his little arms stretched out, like he's all excited. There's a lot of them that have their arms down. Oop, that one is missing a leg, but that have their arms down like that. So I'm gonna go with the one that looks like he's very happy. I'm gonna put him on the inner tube because he's having fun. Okay, and for that, I haven't tried the dab and hold before, so I'm kind of curious to see. This is more for fondant. I'm not going to use it right now. I'm just going to use some candy melts just to be on the safe side. So let me grab a little food brush. And I think I want him to go like that. Kind of like at a diagonal, so it's not just straight on, but I think it looks kind of better like that. So I'm going to add a little bit of candy melts. I think I'm going to add to the back of the Teddy Graham. I'm just going to use some of the chocolate. We could use some of the blue if we want to, but I usually like to use my base colors, whatever that is, either the chocolate or the white vanilla melting wafers. Because I always have plenty of those and not as much of the colors. Okay. Can add our little Teddy Graham. Try not to squish it too much because I don't want to mess up the blue underneath. Just making sure we press it enough so it stays. I think he's having a grand old time at the beach. The peach rings for a floaty is smart. Oh, thank you so much. The bears are conspiring against you. They really are. They were just all like, no, we don't want to look excited. Like they had too many of the ones that were like, no, I don't want to be excited at the beach today. Okay, with this one, what do I want to do with you? I don't think I want to do the same floaty. I feel like I might want to try out the sour punch bites and see how those do. Again, it's meant to be kind of like a floaty. Let's do like the kind of pink one. Pinky red. They can, I don't know, kind of slanted again. Looks a little more interesting if it's slanted. And we're adding these, like I said, while the candy melts are still a bit melty because that acts as our glue to keep everything together. Let's see. Pick one of you. You guys have to actually look like you're trying to swim, though. Oh my gosh, there's so many of the ones with their arms down. This is crazy. I guess. I thought they had one that had like arm up, arm down. That would kind of look more like swimming, but I'm not seeing any of those. Maybe they changed since last year when I've only ever used Teddy Grahams as beach decorations. So I'm gonna roll with this guy. And how am I gonna do this? I don't know, he's gonna kind of look like he's hanging out. Like that. That's kind of cute. It is a little bit big. Maybe I need to cut these in half, but we're trying that one for the first time. I haven't tried the sour punch bites for decorations yet. All right, let's get the pan out for the other ones. We got our graham cracker ones. Need to get a separate little bowl for those. Let's get all of our excess graham crackers out of here. See, so it still mostly covers it. So that's why I said you can either use the white vanilla melting wafers, or like for me, I prefer the flavor of the dark chocolate. So it still covers it up really, really well. Just want to knock off that excess. I think we're pretty good. So we're just gonna scooch this on over. And then same thing over here. And I have a short that I'm doing tomorrow that are kind of similar to one of the ones that we're doing today. And you'll see the difference in the use of the white vanilla melting wafers as the base versus the dark chocolate. Okay, got all of our excess graham crackers out of here. Okay, so we're gonna do our first one, making sure our melts are still melty. I can feel that they're thickening up a little bit, so I feel like I want to pop these into the microwave for just, I don't know, you can see that they're kind of slower, not as runny as they once were. I'm thinking like 10 to 15 seconds. And we can pop all three in there at the same time. I'm gonna go 15 just because they were thickening up a little bit more than I expected. But we're gonna use that to create kind of like a nice beach scene with having some sand here. And we're gonna keep, I think, one of them plain. I think this one's covered up a little bit more. I'm gonna keep this one as my plain one, and we're gonna use this one for our partial shoreline looking one. Okay, just a thought, what if you could put some dark blue chocolate over the yellow cranberry's legs if he's floating? Ooh, I like that idea. Let's see. I might have set a little bit too much, but let's try it. Let's see. Just giving my candy melts a quick mix, and I think I need to grab a different food brush so we can add. Let's see. Thinking you. I have a wider flat brush. Okay, so let's see if we can make this work. Kind of blend it a little bit, or kind of make it look like little waves, like he's kicking. Might have gone a little bit too far, but I think that I definitely would need to like cut this in half to make it look like it's partially submerged. I do like the idea of before the melt set, adding some stuff to kind of make it look. It looks like he's swimming, right? Ish. Maybe kind of make it look choppy, like he's kicking. Still a bit melty, but okay, let's see how that sets. Thank you for the suggestion. I will want to play around with that, like cutting it in half and seeing how that's. Good call, not bad. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay, so we're gonna do our next one, which is the shoreline one. And for this one, we're gonna start with our blue, darkest blue, I should say. I'm just gonna come across here. And oops, putting a little bit of graham cracker in there. We don't want it right there. This one's gonna be a little bit messy, but I think it's gonna look good. I've kind of tried a variation of this one. Okay, and then some of the light blue. I'll make sure it does get fully covered along these sides. Okay. And then a little bit of white to finish off. Oops, that's okay. I'm gonna be mixing slightly in just a second. Still wanna see at least a little bit of that sand. But what we can do is we're gonna tap, 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 tap. It's a little bit hard without having, tap, tap, tap. So we're gonna make it, tapping it kind of makes it more flat. This one is definitely missing some of our dark blue that it needs. Oops, getting a little bit of graham cracker in there where we don't want it. Okay, definitely gonna need another parchment paper square for this one. I think I want to add a little bit more light blue right here on the sides. Okay. Just tap, 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 tap. Okay, mostly covered. And I can see it's already starting to set. These are setting a little bit faster than expected, but that's okay. I'm gonna swipe off our excess here and move this one and get a new square. And we're going to lightly remelt with our kitchen torch. Just to make it, oh, I love that. Oh, thank you so much. We're gonna blend it a little bit more though. So I need, okay, so you see it kind of went from like a matte to like a shiny. That's what we want, but we don't want to get too close or else it's gonna kind of have like a shell almost on top. That's not quite the right word for it, but it'll kind of act a little bit funny when you try, like right there, I got a little bit too close and you can see it doesn't like to mix. But we kind of want to do a little swirly, give it some kind of movement. Another piece of graham cracker a little bit bigger today, but that's okay. Just trying to stay along the surface just to kind of mix the colors and not so much the graham cracker underneath. Just so it doesn't look so straight, like stripey with the colors. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And we're gonna add some sprinkles. I'm gonna remelt this. I wanna go nice and high, just to make sure, like I said, we're not getting too close. We're not kind of almost burning it. This is where we do not want to be. Kind of nice. We could leave it plain, but I just think the sprinkles make it like a little more fun. Don't need too much there, and then I want to incorporate one of our little shells. So there's kind of like our beachy shoreline one. Too bad there's not an easier way to ombre chocolate melts. Have you tried that before? I haven't. This is the probably the closest technique that I've used to kind of doing like an ombre. Even with buttercream, I still have a little bit of a hard time. So that is something I'm trying to kind of work on. I do like the swirls. Thank you. Yeah, it does kind of give it that little bit of movement like the ocean. Okay. Next one, we have one more for sure. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this one. We'll see. We'll see what comes to mind. Move this guy over. And this one is just fully on the beach. We're gonna have one of our little dudes relaxing over here. Which again, we're using the Sour Stripe rainbow belts, I think they're called, or something like that. Okay, grabbing one of our things out. They're so like woven into each other. Okay, there we go. There's one of them. Okay. So, let's see. I have some. I've tried using a knife before, not very fun, but I'm gonna use some kitchen scissors. I want to make it look like a little towel on the beach. I'm just gonna keep going at this angle. This is like the theme of today, I guess. Kind of cut it to about that big. Like that. Okay, and just as before, we're gonna use some candy melts to cover it. I need to remelt my chocolate because those are almost set. So let's do like 20 seconds, not a full melt. I'm only gonna use a little bit. Oh, the beach towel, LOL, outstanding. Thank you so much. I know, it's always really fun to see. I had a lot of fun with this last summer, like I said, when I was making the cupcake versions, and I was like, that would be adorable on Cookie Pops, and I loved the little beach towel. Ah, I somehow got candy melts on me again. Hold on. Where did they even come from? This is how I wind up with random colors like blue on my arm. Okay. All right. Yeah, these are nice and melty, so this is going to act as our glue. The graham crackers, it can be a little bit tricky because as you can see, they don't stick all that well sometimes. But actually, we're just going to add it to the stripe. This is more shiny, this is more frosted. We're going to go frosted for that side up. But this one we're going to be a little bit generous so it can get in all those little crevices and stick to the graham crackers. And then just press. I did darken it a little bit because of using the chocolate melt, so you can kind of see through it. I didn't expect that part, but like I said, you can use white melting wafers, whatever you have on hand or prefer. Okay, now we're going to grab another little bear. Let's see what I want to do with this one. Let's see. I want a sunbathing bear. Let's see what I want to do. Okay. I feel like this one with the arms down kind of looks like he's sunbathing, so let's do this one. Once again, we're going to add some melts to our bear. Make sure there's enough for him to stick. Okay, there's our little sunbathing bear. And that one's almost like it will set very quickly, so that one's ready to go pretty quick. We're still letting a couple of these set over here, so let's figure out what to do with this last one. Let's see, should we try out this one and cut this one to see if it looks a little bit better? I'm kind of leaning towards that. I'm kind of curious. Let's see, we're gonna have to cover it in blue, but let's get this set up. I have a green one. Okay, oh, let me get my, so you can see them all at once, all the ones we've done so far. Let's see. Where are all the ones? There we go, there's one. I wonder if you'd use an edible marker to make some shade for him if the ink would splinter. Good question. I feel like I'd have to make them out of candy melts. I like that idea, that's adorable. But I think candy melts might be a little bit better because it won't look so flat, and like you said, if it can kind of like sink into it, it'll look a little bit funny. So I'm kind of thinking I need to try making some candy melt shades later. Let's see, gotta add that to my list of things to try. Oh my god, I cut gummies last year for the cupcakes using a knife, and the kitchen shears are so much easier. Goodness. Okay, there's our little half. So I feel like that would work. I really want one where you can go like that, but then you're not going to see the bear, so we're just going to have them like that. Okay, so let's get, I feel like I want to do, maybe for this one we could do a mixture of the light and dark blues. But see, this one is acting, sometimes if you add the colors and then keep reheating it over and over, I've had issues with it setting faster than typical or than usual. So I'm gonna pop this in there for like 20 seconds, and then we'll have to pop the other one in, but we can do a fun little kind of combination of the two colors right here. Let's see, I'm kind of curious about this dab and hold stuff though. Our candy melts will definitely act as our glue, but I'm kind of curious if I'd be able to do like that one with this dab and hold stuff. I don't know. Okay, here's our light blue. Nice and melty. And then our dark blue just needs a little bit. I'm thinking like 15 seconds. I actually learned if you heat your candy melts too much, then they can actually be, they can get like kind of white streaks in them, and that's from overheating. I learned that a little while back, and I was like, oh, I keep overheating my candy melts. So not only can they burn, but they can also, they seem like they're okay, but then sometimes they get a little bit like white streaks in them and it looks a little funny. Okay, here's our dark blue. Both shades are cute. Oh, thank you. I have a hard time color matching things and doing that kind of stuff, but I love how these two shades came out. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing We're gonna have to switch our our parchment paper square. Good thing I cut multiple today. Over like that. And then okay, now very good tap, tap, tap to make it flatten and go over the sides. I think we got them all covered this time, which is good. Oop, it's going a little bit too much of the dark blue, so bring it back a little bit. That looks a little bit better. I'm gonna pop a couple bubbles here. See if I can flatten it a little bit more with the taps. Okay, and then we're gonna use this butter knife to just scrape off that excess. And we're gonna move that to the side and grab a new square. And we're gonna do the same thing with our stick tool. We're going to kind of blend and kind of make a little wavy. We don't want to go too deep on this one. It doesn't have the graham cracker crumbs, but it still has the chocolate, so we want to make sure we just keep the blue colors as the part that we're blending. If I do a little more swirl, it'll do a little more ombre. I feel like the dark blue keeps taking over. Maybe I can mix just a little bit more light blue in there. Interesting. What's the main ingredient? Dab and hold water and sugar. I didn't know about overheating. I was a paint specialist at Sears. Oh, you're a paint specialist? That's so cool. Were you really good at like color matching and stuff? I wish I had taken some art classes in college because I feel like that would have really helped with this kind of stuff. And the main ingredient in dab and hold is, where are you? Yes, water is the first one, and then I can see it right there, maybe a little bit. Tapioca dextrin and dextrose citric acid, I can't talk. Xanthan gum, a few different things. Basically, I think kind of like to make it like a glue consistency, it sounds like. See if I can do a little, those candy melts set a little bit more. Okay. And then I guess let's do, because we have the diagonal right here to make it a little bit different, we're gonna put it like that. And then I'm gonna try and kind of shove the legs into the, maybe just a little bit more, different brush. Yeah, definitely it blends a lot easier if you do it when the cookie has not set. I'll figure out ways to make like edible decorations out of just cookies or candies or something that you can buy from the store. Because I feel like it's very overwhelming to try and, you know, figure out how to make fondant decorations and all that kind of stuff. So I love being able to turn simple things you can just get right from the store into little decorations, like our little friends here. think that looks pretty good. Okay, what do we think? Which one's our favorite of our beach cookie pop collection here? So we got a couple of them I don't want to, actually I think this is the only one that's still setting, but we got our little inner tube guy here. I can break off this little piece in just a sec. I can kind of get the excess little bits off, but oh wait, gotta do the, I always think of like the makeup tutorials. Gotta hold the hand behind so you can see a little bit better. And this is our little, swimming guy. I actually kind of like the little movement that it has right there with the bumps in the candy melts. And here's our kind of shoreline one. Here's our little sunbather. That might be one of my favorites. I think that one and the inner tube are still classics to me. And then I think it does look a lot better with having that cut in half because it looks like it's partially submerged, whereas that one's a little more awkward. So definitely like to cut it in half. I am matching colors as my gig. It's also what made me such a perfectionist when it comes to my art and baking skills. Oh, that's so cool. That's a skill I really wish I had. I definitely would love to learn how to do that kind of stuff. Turned out great. Thank you so much. Your favorite are the waves with sprinkles. Yeah, I feel like I have like a three-way tie of like what's my favorite one. I feel like I like, these three, I like all of them, but definitely this one I've had some fun with a couple times. So I like the way that one turned out too. Let's see. That's it for our live today. Thank you guys so much for being on here. If you have any questions about any stuff I used or anything that you might have missed, this will be up as a replay if you would like to check it out. What else? Next week we're doing, I believe it's like a summer dessert popcorn. It's already up on the channel as an upcoming live, so you can check that out. And I will make sure to update with more upcoming lives because we do have them scheduled out, so I'll put some reminders for those. And of course we have shorts every day, and the next tutorial that I have coming up is, I'm hoping to get it up within the next like week and a half, 2 weeks at the most, and that's going to be a video sharing what I made for my sister's birthday, the big project that I was working on last week. I agree, I can't choose. Love the OGs. Yeah, I know it's hard to choose. What else? I think that's it for now. Yeah, like I said, just keep checking out the shorts videos. Ooh, I am baking for some, luckily it's at home, it's not in front of people, but for the California State Fair baking competitions that I signed up for, which involves a couple cookie themed ones and a cake one. So I will definitely record some of that stuff and post something about that in the near future. But in the meantime, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining today. I really appreciate you being here and hopping in the chat and chatting with me. I always love to talk with you guys on live, and I hope you guys stay cool. It's definitely, it's hot out there. So stay cool and make it to fall. Let's see. I think that's all the updates I have for you guys for right now. But like I said, I hope you have a great day and a great weekend coming up, and I will see you guys very soon, same time and day next week for our live. We'll be looking forward to more fun. Good luck in the baking contest. Oh, thank you so much. And thank you so much for being in the chat with me so much today. I love it. Okay, I think that is it for today. Like I said, make sure to check out all the stuff coming up, and next week we have our live, same time, same day, and I believe it's dessert popcorn. So I'm excited for that one too. In the meantime, though, I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And like I said, stay cool out there. It's hot. Okay, I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.